This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Wednesday, May 21st. First story, IAB updates terms of digital advertising agreements. See the changes. The general terms for digital advertising agreements are in their 60-day public commenting period, which runs through July 21st. The new terms and conditions are designed to catch up to the rapid evolution of digital advertising that it's gone through since the previous version went into effect in 2010. The IAB and IAB Tech Labs EVP and General Counsel Michael Hahn told Adweek the new T&C aims to address the wider ecosystem of relationships that exist within the modern digital ad distribution chain. The current document is the result of over a year's work with 276 IAB member companies. In addition, a series of addendums for different subsectors of digital advertising, e.g. direct buys, programmatic guarantees, and more, are planned in the coming months. Next up, video is making podcasts a premium buy for advertisers. True Native Media founder Heather Osgood tells Digiday Q1 saw ad revenues spike 40% year over year, with a noticeable increase in advertiser interest in video podcasting. Similarly, Odyssey, Wondery, and Pave Studios tell Digiday their ad revenue saw a year-over-year increase in Q1, with Vox Media saying they saw double-digit growth. Executives from Wondery and Odyssey also note that in addition to existing advertisers increasing their spend, 2025 has had an uptick in brands that have never run on podcasts before, particularly big legacy brands investing in podcasting. Next up, Channel 4 to launch video programming on Spotify. UK broadcaster Channel 4 has announced episodes of shows like Minor Issues, Hear Me Out, and Secret Sauce will be distributed directly to Spotify as well, pursuing their strategy to become a digital-first public service streamer by 2030. Something Channel 4 has put significant effort into over a fair amount of time, including a focus on distributing long-form episodes of content onto YouTube instead of just clips. For example, comedy game show Taskmaster, now in its 19th season, uploads full episodes to YouTube the day after broadcast on mainstream TV in the UK, as well as Taskmaster's 2 companion podcasts. Media Leader Coverage proposes the Spotify rollout could be a welcome new stream of revenue, as while other platforms may perform well, Channel 4 does encounter situations like Channel 4 News' nearly 2 billion views on TikTok last year that didn't generate a profit. And for our final top story, Edison Research Top 25 Podcast in the UK, Q1 2025. Just before the podcast show kicked off in Islington, analyst Adam Bowie has published a rundown of Edison Research's latest quarterly UK podcast chart, built from a survey of 2,000 weekly podcast listeners in the UK, using the same methodology as the US version of the survey. The top 4 shows in the chart remain the same as last quarter, while Goalhanger now has 4 of the top 10 spots. That now that The Rest is Entertainment has climbed up to number 9. For upcoming research, Edison is set to drop this year's Infinite Dial UK earlier this afternoon as of I'm recording this. Time differences in the UK are wild. And also at Podcast Show London, Ofcom is set to put out their podcast survey and audio survey to be timed with a panel at Podcast Show Thursday morning. As for the rest of the news, today, after a year of development, the LA Times Studios has debuted LA Crimes, a new true crime podcast hosted by Madison McGee that interviews Los Angeles Times reporters, crime experts, and pop culture personalities about headline-grabbing crime cases. Podglomerate VP of Production Services Chris Boniello has published a resource guide for brands looking to get into podcast production, including key considerations for aspects like production, distribution, and marketing. Acast Creative Studios, the newly launched branded content division of Acast, has unveiled they are the studio behind BetterHelp's first podcast, Mind If We Talk. And BBC Studios has announced a new slate of podcasts, including a video series, and BBC Sound's Audio Lab is back for its 5th year of discovering and developing new audio creators. Be sure to check out the links to every article I mentioned right in your podcast listening app, or you can head over to soundsprofitable.com and check out the download section. And while you're there, you could also subscribe to the newsletter version of the show. The download is written and produced by myself, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. 2 of the 3 of us are currently in London. I'll leave it up to you to figure out which. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.